So if you have a Fire Stick or Fire TV running the latest update, everybody tells you that you have to just live with these adverts, these large home screen ads, all of this sponsored applications, all of this sponsored content. Is this really the truth, or are there still any options as of November 2025? Well, we can see on my 3rd generation Fire TV Cube, we can see the version I'm running is the latest one, 7.7.0.7, but we can see on my device, I can now press one button, 3, 2, 1, and I'm again instantly taken to a custom launcher where I can have custom backgrounds, custom tiles, custom sections. I can hide applications, I can move things around, and of course, without seeing any of the Amazon sponsored content, any of those sponsored Amazon adverts, I can now once again take control of my Fire Stick and use it exactly how I like, even though I'm running the latest update on my device. So in this video today, let me show you the easiest way you can do this on all of your devices without typing in any commands or running any hacks. This really is the best way you can take control of your device once more. All you need to do is just hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So with all of that being said, let's get started. If you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with the latest tech tutorials, the latest Fire Stick, Android and Android TV tips and tricks, then please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. It's a small click from you, but it makes a big difference to me. Thank you. So I'm doing my demonstration on the 3rd generation Fire TV Cube running the latest update, but you can really follow this process on any other Amazon device. Now for this process to work, you just need to have 3 things. First, you need to have a custom launcher. You can use any launcher that you like, Project Ivy, Wolf Launcher, F Launcher, really the choice is yours. Secondly, you need the application app opener, and this gives you the ability to launch third-party applications using a remote control. And lastly, you need to have a custom remote control, which you can get for about $5 or $10, which has these 2 options here, button 1 and button 2. And you can basically bind these to launch any application that you like once you use App Opener. Now to start the process, let's firstly use Downloader, and we can now make a quick connection to my website, which is just TechDoctorUK.com, or you can type in the short code 53402. Let's type that in and click on go, and this will take you directly to my website. And just while you're waiting, guys, if you're interested in the best Fire Stick tips and tricks, the latest streaming applications, really just how to get the most from your streaming device, please do double check to make sure that you are subscribed, because YouTube is telling me that more than 75% of you are watching my content, but you haven't subscribed. So please do double check and follow for the latest updates. Thank you. Now when you get to my site, let's head over to the hamburger menu, which is one with the 3 lines. Let's click on that, click on tutorials, and we should see fairly near the top, we have the ability to launch custom launchers. I mean, this update here was using the exploit, which unfortunately has now been patched, but we can still use this link to get some custom launchers. Let's click on that. We can now scroll down, and we'll have a couple of options we can select at the bottom here. We can see we have F Launcher, Project Ivy, and Wolf Launcher. Take any launcher that you like. And here, for example, are 2 links you can use to actually purchase one of these custom remote controls. I mean, they do literally cost around about $10. They are fairly cheaply made, but the main thing is, as long as you've got those 1 and 2 buttons, you can follow this process. Okay, once you've done that, let's now press the home key. Now, before we continue, let me just quickly share this QR code that if you are looking for a fantastic offer for a ridiculously fast VPN, stay safe online, change your IP address, access geo-locked content, protect your privacy, you definitely want to go ahead and scan this QR code for a superb discount. And let's now install App Opener from the Amazon App Store. So let's go to Home. I can now just search for the word App Opener. I think it's actually made 2 versions, so you can even bind other custom keys. Here we are. Let's click on that. So this is the one that you want. This is another version, but let's go for this one here. Let's go to more info. I do believe it was just, I think, $1 or 80 pence. So really cheap, definitely worth it. It's a one-time purchase. Buy it and you can use it on all of your Amazon devices. And you can even use your voice. So if you don't want to use the remote control, you can just say, Alexa, open App Opener. And using those words, you'll see it will automatically start your custom launcher. And we can see it's done exactly that. Let's go back to home again just for a second. Let me just show you how the application works. So once you install this application from the Amazon App Store, when you open it up for the first time, it's basically going to do a quick scan of all of the applications on your device. And then it'll ask you that which application do you want to install the next time you press one of these custom buttons on your remote control. So we can see you have all of your applications here. You may want to launch the Care application or one of these other ones, but in this demonstration, let's go for Project Ivy. Let's press the select button there. And it says at the bottom, next time Project Ivy will be automatically launched when you open up App Opener. So if I now press back out of this, so we can see now when I open up App Opener, it just takes me straight into that custom launcher. And that's working flawlessly. That's working great. Let's back out of that. So how do we now use one of these custom buttons on the remote control to launch App Opener? Well, if you hold down one of the buttons, let me hold down button 1. I should then get a prompt asking me, what do you want to do the next time you press this button? So we can see here, I've got different actions. I can use the A word. But in my example, I'm going to go to your applications. And this is now only going to show you applications you've got from the Amazon App Store. You won't see any side-loaded applications here. But in my example, we can see I can now select App Opener. I've also got the second one installed because I've actually bound the second button to open up the Care application. In this example, I'm saying I want to open up App Opener the next time I press button 1. Let's press select button there. And that's pretty much it, guys. It says that the shortcut is now being set for button 1. So now I press button 1, 3, 2, 1, instant launching of my custom launcher. Super easy to use. No messing about typing in commands or using ADB. Just one click and you're now inside your custom launcher. So I can open up any application. Let's open up Downloader. And again, the next time I press button 1 on my remote control, 3, 2, 1, it takes me back to my custom launcher. Now the great thing is if you want to bind the second button, as I've done on my device, I can press the home button. And now when I press the second button on my device, 3, 2, 1, we can see it takes us to the Care application. So it's a great way for you to fully customize your device and launch whichever third-party or streaming application or really any application that you like. You can launch that directly from your custom remote control. Now I've covered using Project Ivy in multiple videos, but just as a quick overview, you can create custom sections. You can add applications into your favorites. So let's say I regularly use aerial views. I can long press select button here. And I can now, for example, I can now click on add to favorites, video, music. Let's go to favorites. Let's now go back and we can see that's now been added into favorites. Similarly, I can press the context key, go to launcher settings, go to appearance. Let's say, for example, I want to change the wallpaper and I want to go for Reddit wallpapers, go to configure. I'm interested in, let's just do Project Ivy wallpapers. So click on that, press back a few times. And we can see now my device, I'm using a custom wallpaper again. This will now automatically rotate, giving your device a fresh look every time you are in your home screen. It works absolutely fine, but with the biggest benefit that I'm not going to see any of that home screen clutter, any of that home screen mess. All of those adverts will now be hidden away from my device. And I can once again take full control and use my device exactly how I like it. And the last thing just to mention that if you do care about your privacy, you want total protection, you want to make sure that anything you do on your device, particularly when you are streaming certain applications, it is always advisable to use a VPN because when you activate a VPN, you're now no longer using your own IP address, rather you're using an IP address from your VPN service provider. You can then use this to access geolocked content, access torrents, really just do whatever you like, giving you that total protection. But just over $2 a month, it really is a fantastic offer. Using my link does help support the channel, so many thanks for doing that. And again, at this price point, it's definitely worthwhile checking out. So really appreciate your support. Do like and share this video, and I'll hopefully catch up with you guys real soon. Thanks.